So I am willing to bet everyone here has been to an elementary school or park, and that means we have all seen one very common thing that young kids love to do: cartwheels. Most of the time when you go somewhere, you'll see a group of young kids being friends with each other, competing over who can do the best cartwheels or maybe who can do the most. And sometimes if you can't do one, you get jealous. Not everyone can do a really good cartwheel. Some of us can't do one at all. And maybe some of us are ashamed to admit that we cannot. So today I'm going to teach you how to do a proper cartwheel and the history of a cartwheel. So me, this is something I have to do a lot. I work at Foothills Gymnastics, so I teach kids how to do cartwheels as part of my job. There are a lot of benefits to learning how to do a cartwheel. It improves your balance. Like, you have to be able to balance with your feet in the air, your hands on the ground, and not fall over flat on your back. It also helps with your spatial awareness. You have to be aware of your surroundings so you don't crash. Helps with coordination, hand-eye coordination, hand-foot placement, and it helps improve your circulation. Inversions are known to help your blood flow, and so by turning upside down, even though it's a very short time period, it will help your circulation get moving in better ways. And one of the most important things it can help you with is confidence. Learning how to do a new skill or just simply improving will help boost your confidence in many ways. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is a lunge. And not the kind of lunge where you're doing stretches, also known as like mountain climbers, where you go like that. Not that kind of lunge. You're going to want to put your dominant foot in front. And the easiest way to find that out is to simply kick your leg up. Whatever leg you kick with naturally, that is your dominant foot. So for me, it's my left leg. Most people I know tend to be right-legged. It just depends on the person. So when you do your lunge, you're going to put your dominant foot in front and push your knee out. You want your hips to be facing square in front of you, and you're going to put your arms straight up by your ears and face forward. This one, you will see some people that like to start their cartwheels like standing in like a T pose. That's not the proper way in gymnastics. It's going to affect how you put your hands and will lead to higher risk of injury due to imbalance. So once you're in the right form, then you are able to begin your cartwheel. As you can see, both poses are the same, it just differs which leg you put forward. There is no right or wrong leg to use. And so the next thing to talk about is your hand placement. The biggest mistake in cartwheels is people put their hands down straight in front of them. That's how you do a handstand. When you do a cartwheel, you have to turn your hands to the side, as you can see in the picture. And the way your fingers will point is in the same direction as your dominant leg. So if your right leg's in front, your hands are going to turn to the right, and vice versa for the left. Once you know which way your hands are going to go, then you can actually move to putting them on the ground and begin your cartwheel. As you can see here, there is a big space between their hands and their feet. One of the common mistakes is kids like to put their hands right down in front. No, you have to reach. That way it will give you more power and leverage when you actually do your cartwheel. If you put your hands right down in front of you, there's not going to be any power. You don't have room to push off and block with your shoulders. So once you reach out, then you can kick your feet over your head and actually do your cartwheel. So once you do that, then the last step is landing. Anyone recognize these pictures? You land in a lunge the same as where you started, except now it is in opposite leg positions. So if I start with my left leg in front, I'm going to land with my right leg in front. Because when you kick off with your dominant foot, it's in front, which means it will land in the back. So it's very simple to do it, but a lot of people seem to think they have to land the same way. No, as long as you land with your opposite foot in front, you will have landed correctly. And you still keep your arms up by your ears and your hips square in front of you. So that way you don't lose your form and open up too big, which can lead to imbalance and maybe injury. And one thing to remember is that if you do happen to fall at any point, try to land safely on your bottom. Do not put your hands out in front of you. If you land on your wrist, that is the easiest way to get injured, because you can, worst case scenario, you can break your wrist, maybe hurt your elbows, anything like that. You don't want to cause unnecessary harm to yourself. So now that we've talked about how to do a cartwheel, let's talk about, okay, so you may mess up, and you may start out small, but if you keep practicing, you'll get it. So, in terms of how the cartwheel was started, in early Greek civilization, they started gymnastics as a way to do battle training and simple exercise. Cartwheels was one of the big things because it was simple, it looked cool, and they named it because how it looked as the cartwheels, because they would cartwheel in like a T-pose. Not best form, but it worked for them. In the late 1700s, Frederick Louis John, he became what we call the father of modern gymnastics. He created most of the modern events we see today and was responsible for spreading gymnastics across the world. Dr. Dudley Allen Sargent, he brought gymnastics to the United States and is the reason why we have it today. And now gymnastics has evolved to the point where it is this big worldwide phenomenon. It's spread much larger than where it began in small parts of Eastern Europe, and now it is this global phenomenon which the US is one of the leading competitors in. Cartwheels, however, you do not see them much at places like the Olympics because it is more of a basic skill, but it's still very important. It is a mandatory skill on balance beam for level 4s, and many of the levels below that, like about 1 to 4, will perform one in their floor routines. So it is a very common skill. So today I have taught you how to do a cartwheel properly and about its history. There are many benefits to learning how to do a cartwheel, such as better blood flow, confidence boosting, and just general exercise. It is a very common skill you see around, so I hope that doing one will help everyone out. And so today I challenge you to go do a cartwheel.